was watching some of the interviews with Micah's family, her father and her sister, and yeah, they're definitely not buying the sheriff's department story, and I think a lot of people aren't. They can just see the inconsistencies in the story, just all of this stuff about JP and his background and all the lawyer, the property, all of it looks very suspicious. A lot of her actions leading up into the alleged event just doesn't really add up. And I've seen some videos out there about the symbol of the church, and about regarding some leaked documents that were leaked many years ago, and certain languages used. And yeah, it does, just from my point of view, I've seen, in cases in the past that I think that document does have some validity to it. And that symbol on the church does look suspicious. And then you also take into account his background with, meeting Mika when he did, and the father's background, and, the potential international aspect. It starts to look very suspicious, like, as far as this being something much larger, as far as like a potential, network under the guise of, a church or whatever they were building, a ministry, and over in Africa and all that stuff, and the father's, allegedly being wanted in Pakistan and all that. But, I did see in the last, few days that they announced that the sheriff's department asked for the, feds to come in, the FBI. And, while usually, we believe that, when I used to believe this for sure, that, when they're coming into a investigation, a high profile crime, whatever it is, it's usually, okay, great. Now they're coming in, they're going to come in and we're going to actually see some justice, and, all those responsible are going to be arrested and all that, but, when I look at a lot of cases like this, or potentially could be like this, that a lot of people are, speculating about online, is that typically what will happen, you've seen this a lot in the past, looking at a lot of cases going back a long time, well-known cases, but typically sometimes when the feds come in, nothing happens, and they kind of aren't there to really seek the justice that we think about. And I'm sure there's decent people at these agencies on, the low level, mid level management, whatever it is. But, these agencies, these alphabet agencies, I would assume just about all of them at this point, at the top levels, these are all, kind of bought and paid for. So when they come in to assist, typically what really seems to happen is they're there to kind of, run interference, diversion, concealment, containment, and make sure that if there is a, potential international ring here, well, they don't want that known. So they're there to kind of clean up and make sure nothing gets. And I know that's a difficult thing for a lot of people to realize, but I've seen there's too many examples of this, with a lot of cases involving very sensitive things where things just, nothing happens, and it kind of just drags on, and they kind of dribble stuff out to the media about updates, but nothing ever really happens. And you see that a lot in other federal agencies as well. I've seen there's plenty of examples of them just destroying key parts of evidence. Maybe they'll arrest some low level patsy, but they, in this shadowy world, they seldom go after and really bring down their own. It's just not how they operate. And I don't think a lot of people, we think, oh, the government's corrupt, but I don't think we realize the lengths of a lot of these agencies, how long they've been corrupt and how corrupted out they are. And that's just my 2 cents. What I don't think is gonna, and I hope I'm wrong about all this. I hope all the people responsible for what's going on here are held accountable. But I don't think you're going to see any press conference from them at any point talking about, well, all of this led to this massive investigation, and we're making arrests around, internationally, domestically, and, this investigation's leading to all these other high-ranking people's names and perp walks and police lineups and trials and all that shit. That's not going to happen. That's just, you won't see it. And if there is something here involving his father and something much larger, they're there to make sure that that is contained, and they don't want things in the media. They don't want people talking about, this being a part of a massive, just allegedly international ring of some sorts. That they do not want that. They go to great lengths to protect that. Just my 2 cents. Thanks for listening.